Yo, what is up YouTube? I'm Blitz5 and today's video is about the newest League of Legends character named Bard, the Wandering Caretaker. So Riot Games released Bard on February 24, 2015. This is 2 days after the release. So I wanted to talk about my opinion of the character and just go through him on League of Legends website. Talk about his playstyle, his moves, how I think he'll fit into the game, and my overall opinion of him right now. So let's see. The description behind Bard is the celestial vagabond known only as Bard dwells beyond the physical universe in realms unknown to man. Manifesting when others threaten the cosmic equilibrium, the ancient caretaker acts with speed and intent, only returning to his endless watch once he has steered Runeterra from catastrophe. Whoa. Pretty serious Bard, pretty serious. So let's go over his moves really quick here. So first, if you haven't seen before, League of Legends Riot Games provides this information on their website at leagueoflegends.com, and you can go through and check through their moves, and then you can play a fancy video here, which is nice. Then they show you what's going on with this particular move. So from first glance, Bard is going to be playing a support role, and he looks kind of like Zillion, so let's go through. His passive is Ancient Chime, so Bard's presence causes sacred chimes to appear on the field of justice. Collecting a chime grants Bard a brief burst of movement speed, experience, and mana. So then there's these meeps, and meeps are Bard's presence attracts small spirits known as meeps to his side. Whenever Bard attacks a meep, throws itself at his target, dealing extra damage before disappearing back to the spirit world. As Bard collects more chimes, the meeps that follow him grow in both number and power. So as you collect these chimes, you get meeps, and for each amount of meeps, I think it's if you have 5 or 10 or 25, you get different abilities like extra damage. I think at 5, when you attack the meeps slow, or they do a stun or do extra damage, things like that. So you get that kind of by collecting other the chimes, and it's kind of like Thresh's passive. If you don't know what Thresh's passive is, he doesn't get armor, but when you go around the map, or I forget if it's armor or magic resist. I think it's magic resist. So Thresh doesn't have magic resist. When you go around the map and when minions are killed, they release a little orb, and when Thresh gets the orb in his lantern, it gives him permanent magic resist throughout the game. So the longer the game goes, Thresh collects more magic resist. So it's pretty nice passive, but he doesn't get it automatically upgraded in his kit when he levels. So then moving on to Q, we have Cosmic Binding, which I'm a little worried about its extra ability here, but let's go through it. So Bard fires out a burst of spirit energy in a line, typical Q kind of move, damaging and slowing the first enemy struck. So it's already doing a slow, and then after Cosmic Binding hits an enemy, the burst of energy continues through, searching for a secondary target, and if it hits a wall or stuns another target, enemy, or minion, it stuns both. So I'm imagining this as if there's a ADC in lane, say it's Ezreal, he's CSing, and Bard gets a Q onto Ezreal and it hits a minion, then they're both going to be stunned. So I think that's a little overpowered, but we'll have to see. So his Q hits the minion, and then they're stunned because it hits Alistar as well. So definitely, I think that's pretty strong. I think that could be a little overpowered, but it doesn't do a ton of damage. We'll have to see how it plays in lane. Maybe it's easy to stay back from Bard or punish him when he goes into QU because the range isn't that long, and then he'll take significant damage, so it's more of like a strategic play for sure. But between this and Exhaust, I could definitely see a lot of damage coming down. So then we have his W, which is Caretaker Shrine, which seems like Bard's heal. So Bard conjures a health pack that gains power for a few seconds. Allied champions who walk over the pack gain health and a brief burst of movement speed, while enemies can stand on the pack for a moment to destroy it. So this is just like a heal. It's kind of like Soraka's E, where if you stand it, you get silenced, but instead you get healed, but you actually have to wait for it to power up. So it's something you put on the ground, and the minion or the champion can walk over it. You can see it here. Here's what the heal looks like, and then it powers up, and then Sivir can walk over it and heal herself. So I'm not going to watch the whole video on that. So that's pretty good, I guess. In support in the bottom lane, you could put this at your tower, behind your tower, and the ADC could heal up. It doesn't do a ton of healing, but it's definitely fair. I think that's a good move for Bard to have. So then we have E, which is Magical Journey. and Bard conjures a portal on a target wall. The portal tunnels through to the far end of the wall, granting one passage to all champions, friend or foe, who enter it. So this is going to enter a gateway over terrain that works for both allied and enemy champions. So this should be pretty interesting. I hope this isn't a game-breaking thing, but I'm sure it's been tested. So let's go ahead and just check out a quick video of how this works. So we have Sivir and looks like Darius here with Bard. He puts in the portal, Sivir comes through, and then Darius comes through. And wow, see, it even works on awkward areas of terrain because we're on the side of the dragon Baron pit right there. So that's pretty interesting. Definitely useful. That's a pretty long distance you can travel. So I'm wondering how you can manipulate the walls in the game instead of going, say, the width of the wall, so like the very small distance you would flash, which is the width. If you could go the length of the wall, I don't know if that'd be possible. I feel like that would be a little OP. And then we have his ultimate here, which is the thing that I'm a little concerned with, but after seeing the size of the ultimate, it concerned me less. But after reading it for the first time, I thought it would be a little overpowered. It's basically like a Zonias you can drop anywhere. So it's after a brief delay, Bard places all units in a targeted area, friend or foe, including champions, minions, monsters, and turrets, in stasis, which is basically like the Zonia's gold shield. And then frozen units are immune to all damage until the effect wears off. So at first thought, you're thinking maybe a team fight, everyone gets Zonias, and not much can happen because both friends and enemies, allied and enemies, are Zonias. But then when you start thinking about other things, say blocking a Ziggs bomb, then it starts to become, a little bit stronger. It could block a whole Ziggs bomb, or Mumu ult or Zyra ult, any of these AoE ults that affect multiple people in a team fight. Then it could be if you're getting chased by someone or a whole team, you could ult the team and then they slow down, you can get away. Or vice versa, if you're about to gank someone in lane, you can gank him in the middle of the lane, and then everyone can position themselves around. Say you gank mid, everyone can position themselves around the mid laner, so he doesn't have time to flash back to his turret, and so on and so forth. So once you start thinking of different ideas here, I'm even worried about maybe trolley characters ulting their own team, or you could see a lot of ults that are missed and hit the wrong people and totally screw up a team fight. So I guess that's how they're going to balance it, by people having to hit exactly the right targets for it to be useful. But I guess we'll see in game. It should be pretty interesting. And to see the video here in person, you see there's two minions here. Sivir is running away from Darius, and he can ult everyone and Sivir gets away. So that's one of the examples I was talking about, which is definitely beneficial. And then other ways would be like protecting yourself from a Karthus ult. So this definitely seems really strong. And this is why, to me, this champion's kind of like Zillion. He's got a damage Q, and then the rest of his kit is pretty much utility, and he has even more roam. So I'm interested to see how he fit in the game. I always get a little worried when Riot comes out with these new champions, but they have to kind of push the envelope and keep coming out with new champions. Some people will like them, some people will hate them, but in the end, at least they test them out and try to keep things as balanced as possible. So if you guys want to check out some more information, Riot already has plenty of this stuff for laning, team fights, and some synergy and struggles against some counterplay. So this is great. Hope you guys check out Bard when he comes out, and thanks for watching. Bard will probably be in ban prison for a while, so I'm going to skip out on buying him, but we'll see. I'm going to go get DJ Sona, and Blitzfob, I'm out.